reach out to all these sponsors, and Streamlabs is like, yo, we got you. You know what I mean? We'll send you what we think is the best. You basically let me know these are the type of sponsors I need to work with, and it was right. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
The ceremony's starting!
Show the guns?
Suyo!
Show the guns? Okay, no, you win. You win.
I bear this mask, for this duty is mine alone.
What is this? Is the ceremony over?
Mommy, I'm scared.
What is that?
Let's get out of here!
Let's get out of here! Let's get out of here!
In their hearts, fear festers into darkness. But deep within, there is hope to crush that fear. Through this mask, I see no fear.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
The Immortal One chose me to
Your
vanquish the
team is
shadows
banning.
that plague this world.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are
Who
really
said
sorry
there are no
for the
shortcuts in life?
inconvenience
I
of
literally
that
invented one.
first match. It was a technical issue from, I think, the lobby itself, and but the game continued on offline, and the first matches, the winners are from the side of Team MAAF against
The
Team
hunt
YDF,
begins.
who
Your
are
team
now
is
going to be
banning.
the first pick on this game. I am Ray, your caster for tonight for this game, the second match between Team MAAF and Team YDF, and I'll be joined by a really, really beautiful voice, Asuya herself. Hey there, Asuya. How are you feeling today?
Hello, Ray. I am feeling fine, I guess. Well, and thank you for that introduction. Though, looking at those bans, I see a Suyu getting banned here, but at the same time, I think there is, this thing where a new hero, if he's released during a tournament, he is kind of banned for almost around 2 weeks. So, don't you think that Suyu ban is kind of wasted here?
Butterflies.
Well, honestly, it
Guided
could be
by wise
wasted
intent.
considering there are better heroes, but at the same time, top teams like MAAF themselves are picking Suyu. The reason is because two of the reasons actually. First of all, Suyu is a very good hero who has the mortal and immortal form, switching between a fast-paced short range as well as a long-range slow-paced character. So he is very versatile and people are picking him for the jungle. But at the same time, I think the issue that most teams are facing right now is how do they will how will they counter him? People do not want to, I guess, do the get into the hassle of facing a new hero who has just debuted on the original server yesterday. So they will just be banning him out for their convenience sake. But I do agree it is kind of a wasted because from my experience going against Suryu, I think the current meta dominators like the Phobias, even the Arlot are really, really good against countering the Suyu. So I hope maybe in a few days in these tournaments, the Suyu will be countered and we might not see him being banned, or he might be opened and we could see a very dominating Suyu gameplay coming on from the best players. So we are seeing the Roger being prioritized, very understandable from the side of Team Your Darkest Fear. Oh, we see the Benedetta being locked in. What a strong pick. What do you think of this Benedetta pick, Asuya? Because it is so early on to pick her.
Well, Well, it's just the first pick for MAAF here, and they haven't taken up the meta picks here. Instead, they have gone for that Benedetta and the Luoi. I agree that both of them are pretty strong picks, but at the same time, I think, better picks were available there, like Vexana, like Husk, like Aurora, even Hayabusa is open, Hylos is open. So even Julian is open, our Lord Phobius, everyone is open right now. So I do not know why they have done that first pick for Benedetta, especially because she can be countered if the enemy picks up a Mensatar, if the enemy picks up a Kufra. So maybe they're just going on ahead for the comfort picks. But at the same time, we are seeing an EXP laner Hylos along with a Franco as a tank. So what are your thoughts on these
Come on,
picks, Ray?
Dexter. It's our showtime.
I think, just like you said, there were a lot of meta picks available, but I think Team Marv will be going for their comfort picks. That is the Benedetta or and Louis, or they could have some form of synergy or strategy among them. We will be, revealed that soon as the last picks will be picked by Team Marv themselves. So I'm curious to see what jungler they will be going for to synergize with that Benedetta as well as the Louis. But at the same time, I do not see a counter EXP coming in from the side of Team Weo Darkest Sphere. I mean, Hylos is a good pick, but just compare Hylos and Benedetta. Hylos does not have that mobility. He does have the glorious pathway, but he can only use it once compared to someone like Benedetta who can dash around the map at such a fast pace. I don't think Hylos will be countering that Benedetta, especially her fast rotations. I think someone just like you mentioned, a Mincetar, as well as someone like Phobius could have been such a good counter for that Benedetta. But right now, that EXP laner is looking really weak for the side of Team Your Darkest Fear. What do you think? Will this Hylos pick be really worth it against someone so mobile like that Benedetta? Asiya.
Well, Ray, actually, I think it's a bit of my biased opinion, but I think a Hylos EXP, he doesn't work out. I have seen it in so many tournaments. I have seen it in so many ranked matches. Towards the end of the game, because that Hylos, he doesn't have that mobility. Like if there was a fighter instead, he can just play with that flicker and lock onto those priority targets. But Hylos cannot do that. He can just be there alone in the back lane or just in the front lane. So I think a Hylos pick, I do not. I did love the Hylos pick as a tank, but not as an EXP laner. But at the same time, we see a Mincetar has also been picked up here, and that Gusion will be going as the mage in the mid lane. So the Mincetar will be going for the gold lane at the same time. We see that Xborg and Grog has been picked up. Well, Grok has become a pretty popular pick right now. I'm seeing him in a lot of tournaments, especially after all his mana requirements have been drained down. At the same time, I really love how Xborg has been taken for that jungler role. Don't you think so, Ray, that Xborg is such a great pick here?
Yes, absolutely. The Xborg with that Firaga armor and last insanity will be a massive threat to the side of Team Your Darkest Sphere, who also have that Hylos, who is very weak and susceptible to true damage that will be coming from that Xborg. Like, even an Xborg EXP lane would have been better than the Hylos. I mean, I absolutely agree. Even back then, before the nerf, I thought Hylos EXP is like not that valuable because I think Hylos is, I mean, he is a tank, and I think he's one of those tanks that is not that versatile. Him being a tank suits the most. I mean, his job is to charge in and provide the heals and movement speed to the team. I think as an EXP laner, your job is a little bit more than that, and especially with the Thunderbelt nerf as well as the attribute nerfs to him, I think him as an EXP laner is just not that strong right now. Oh, we see the Franco with that flicker hook, but Xbox was able to secure that buff easily as we head on to the Land of Dawn, as both junglers have already secured their first buff and are charging in to their second buff. Minted are looking in a really odd position right now, but I think he will be the first blood form that Claude really bad engage from the side of Mincetar. Anyways, backing on to your point, I think Gushan was able to get a sneaky kill on that mid lane. Anyways, back to your point, I do agree the Hylos is just not a good EXP lane because the EXP lane's job is to like do those flicker combos, charge in with the Petrify like the Yuzhong or the Ruby. So I think Hylos is indeed a weak EXP lane, especially after that nerfs. So I do agree wholeheartedly with your opinion. Anyways, an engage happening in. You can take it from here, Asuya.
Well, thank you for giving it to me. Well, and I see that Xborg popping up his ultimate, his Viraga armor, and that Gushan will be taken down. I think it was a pretty good trade here because that turtle is just gonna spawn, and at the same time we see some damage coming on from that Loi and the Claude. And I think that Xborg will also be taken down, but I don't think so. I think that Roger will be taking down that Xborg. At the same time, we see that Roger will also be taken down. What a beautiful trade-offs here. And look at that Gushan trying to take that. Oh my god. But instead, the Benedetta takes the Gushan down. Oh my god. But just look at that beautiful hook coming from Franco. Oh my god. What trade-offs, one by one. So Ray, on to you.
What was even that? I did not expect that hook will be landing and killing that Benedetta. I just literally just had like a WTF reaction from my side. I couldn't really hold it. I am really sorry. But anyways, we see the turtle has spawned in and it is being contested from the EXP laner from the side of Team MAAF. The Benedetta trying to push away that Roger away from that engage, and the Roger and the Franco will be taken down as this turtle will be secured by that Xborg without any hassle. Hylos looking in a really bad position right now as 4 people are marching in onto him. He does exhaust his revitalize, but I think he will be taken down by that Xborg with that last insanity. So far, the side of Team MAAF is just really catching a good tempo as well as a momentum to their side and getting this match. Oh, Franco, I thought another hook would be connecting, but anyways, I do. Oh, Franco with that flicker and that bloody hunt onto that Xborg. He was taken down. I think Xborg really needs to watch out when he doesn't have his Firaga armor because he has been taken down, I think, like twice at this point. Yes, indeed. Anyways, like I wasn't able to discuss it, but the team Your Darkest Sphere have picked out a Gushan as their mid laner. I think that is such an odd pick. I mean, an assassin is really good to pick against someone like Luo Wei because she's a mage and she can be taken down by that Gushan. Oh, we see an engage happening in. But anyways, what do you think about the Gushan pick? Because I think someone like Aurora or Vexana would have been so much better. Oh, I think Mincetar might be in an awkward position. Okay, so what do you think about the Gushan pick?
Well, as I said before, they prioritize pretty weird bans, and I think at this point that Fusion will be taken down by that Claude. At the same time, that ball coming in from that Grok, and that it will be a double kill for the team MAAF. What a beautiful display over there. That Grog blocking up their way with his shield. What a beautiful gameplay. And at the same time, as you were asking me, that Gusion pick was picked because they did not prioritize Vexana, nor did they prioritize an Aurora, and so they had no option because the rest of the mages were banned. But at the same time, there are other mages too. But the best of the best mages, like the ones who can give CC, they had been banned or picked. And I see that glorious pathway coming from that Hylos, and he is there soloing those 5 people, and he's not getting any backup. At the same time, Roger has taken down that Claude, and Gusion looking in a very precarious position, and that one basic attack from the Lui takes him down. What is this game? And I think that Roger will also be taken down. Just look at that last insanity being popped up, but Roger just dashes away, but Lui comes in the nick of time with her ultimate. Like, this is such a fast-paced game. It's like one kill over the another, just one by one, something dying, something entering. Don't you think so, Ray?
Yes, absolutely. And we saw the Benedetta pick against that Hylos is just paying off so much, because the Benedetta joined the team fight on the top lane, giving them the numbers advantage. Meanwhile, Hylos was not able to rotate because he's so slow. He's just a tank, and we see the team MAAF is just going ham on to the side of team Your Darkest Fear, who is not getting any opportunity to catch a single breath. Gusion does try to come in with the combo, but he's just not able to connect it onto anyone, and Benedetta just goes away without any hassle and issues. Roger is trying to look for a kill, and I think, the beautiful wall coming in from that Grog, saving the Louis at the nick of time. Claude charging in with that blazing duet, and he will be taking down that Roger without any issue. I think so far Team MAAF is just dominating so much. Their synergies, their rotations, their fast-paced gameplay, as well as Gusion going in for, just barely missing it, and Gusion will be punished. This is the weakness of the Gusion and why he's not picked in the meta anymore. Once his combo is exhausted, he is just a sitting duck. He has nothing to do, and he will be taken down really easily. Minzeta coming in with the King's Calling onto that mid lane. We see both teams Benedetta charging in with that ult and immunity. XPRO also taking those kills. I think so far we are seeing such a one-sided gameplay from the side of Team MAAF, who are just not giving a single opportunity. Oh my god, just look at it. Gusion dived in for that 1 HP grab, but was not even able to secure the kill. The synergies, the timings, and the priority from the side of Team MAAF is just way too overwhelming. They are on a different level tonight, and they are not giving a single opportunity to the side of Team Your Darkest Fear.
Well, I think it is a complete domination on the part of MAAF at this point, and one more reason could be because YDF doesn't have, the good synergy, the good picks at the same time, because just look at that Hylos. He is so useless here. He is 0-3-1, not even helping anyone out. At the same time, I see that Mincetar also missing all his opportunity. Just look at that Benedetta, how fearlessly she's just diving in, and that, she's using that Petrify combo even before Mincetar pops up his ult for anyone to stop anyone. And that last insanity combo coming from that XPRO along with that Benedetta. Oh my god, if you ask me, I really love that Benedetta here, because even though she has so many counters that Mincetar, she is still being utterly dominating. That's how good their synergy is. And since the Lord has been sworn, I think it will be an uncontested Lord for Team MAAF here.
Absolutely, because I just noticed right now, but look at the goal difference. It is 11,000 to the side of Team Your Darkest Fear. 11,000 gold, that is like a whole hero itself. That is way too much gold difference, and they just cannot make a comeback right now. Grog just immuning all the hooks from the side. Look at the damage from the Louis. She can alone take down that Hylos herself. The farm gap, the goal gap, everything is Look at it, just the claw just melted, like forced that Mingers are on to using that King's Calling, and they do not have one resource to defend this oncoming Lord. The domination from the side of team. Oh my god, look at that Benedetta, such a fierce engage, and she was able to actually help the Louis into securing another kill. Xbox with a godlike, the whole side of MAAF just diving in inside the base, not carrying a single bit, and they have done a complete wipeout. Roger being the only one surviving, he is locked in on that fountain. He's just forced to stay there, and he might get taken down in the fountain itself. Oh my god, what a complete utter domination from the side of Team MAAF. This is why they are one of India's top teams, and they just proved it. Oh my god, it was just so one-sided that I feel bad for the side of Team Your Darkest Fear. They were just not match for this really, really scary team right now. Look at Grok. He did not die a single time. Oh my god. Asia, what do you think of this utter domination from the side of Team MAAF, who have secured the spot in quarterfinals?
Well, there's not much to think about. Like, just looking at the draft, it was pretty obvious. Like, they took that high loss. This moment they picked up that high loss along with that Gusion, just look at them. They do not have enough CC. They only have that Mensidar, and that the high loss, instead of tanking, he just went to the EXP. So yeah, he was most of the time just soloing, no one to back him up. And I really loved how, I think the snowballing, that Benedetta was the one who helped in that snowballing in the early game, because I really loved how she used her ultimate along with that petrify, just obliterating everyone on sight. She even killed that Mensitar, her like biggest counter there, just by using that one petrify. And yes, the damage coming from the Luoi is insane, especially with the goal lead which we saw. It was coming for Team YDF, and I congratulate Ma for winning this game. So we will be back with other games, guys, so stay tuned.
Yes, absolutely. We will be back soon with another best of three series between two really, really good teams. Team Savage Hunters will be going against Team XPRO on a best of three series, and it will be, a battle for the position in the quarterfinals. So both teams have to do their best and make sure they qualify. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, as we will be back with two more teams onto the best of three series.
Slain an enemy.
A darkness plagues this world, unseen by mortal eyes. People prayed to the Immortal One to safeguard the sanctity of peace.
The ceremony's starting! It's Suyo! It's Suyo!
I bear this mask, for this duty is mine alone.
What is that? Is the ceremony over?
Mommy, I'm scared.
What is that?
Let's get out of here!
Let's get out of here! Let's get out of here!
In their hearts, Fear festers into darkness. But deep within, there is hope to crush that fear. Through this mask, I see no fear.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Target on the move. Prepare to engage.
May the Force be with you.
I will do what I must.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our special anniversary version preview. Today, we're thrilled to showcase a ton of new content coming in the patch. So, let's jump right in. First up is Battlefield Draft, MLBB's latest event that will implement temporary battlefield modifiers based on your votes. Each modifier effect slightly alters the battlefield rules. For instance, with the Super Entourage effect, the Lord will summon 3 super minions when pushing a lane. These diverse gameplay effects will challenge your hero selection and game strategy. We hope to make MLBB fresh and exciting for players new and old, and provide new gameplay experiences throughout the season. Meet Suyo, a wandering exorcist from Juan, who wields the power of the immortal Noir. He's a versatile hero who can switch between assassin and fighter roles on the fly. Each of his skills are essentially 2 skills that can be tapped or held to unleash completely different effects. We can't wait to see the brilliant plays you will achieve with him in-game. We've added additional visual indicators for some hero skills, so players can more accurately see where the skills will land. We've also optimized the visual indicators for certain skills, making them clearer and easier to identify. In addition, we've optimized the attack recovery animations for marksman heroes, making their basic attacks more fluid and improving kiting overall. This time around, we've optimized the underlying logic to make hero move.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream again as we are ready to witness another exciting game series, a best of 3 between 2 really strong teams. Team XPRO on the blue side and Team Savage Hunters on the red side. I am your caster Ray for tonight, and this is Vortex Esports Championship Season 2. This is day 8, round of 16, as we will be witnessing which team will be making as the last quarter finalist. And I'm joined by a beautiful voice again. It is Asuya herself. Hey Asuya, how are you feeling again?
Hello everyone, hello Ray. I am pretty excited to be here today. And this is the first match between the two teams. So I am literally, very excited to see how both the team performs. And going on to the bans, I see, most of the tournaments, I see the pretty standard bans. But look at this game. They have that Joy being banned. Like, especially if after her revamp, we don't see Joy much. So Ray, please handle for a while.
Sure, definitely. Like, I think the Joy ban as well as the Tiger and Hellcat, it is three of them are respect bans, definitely. I think both teams have done their homework. They have watched the matches that have happened before, and they have noticed the strengths and the weaknesses of their teams, and they have decided they will be prioritizing to do the respect bans from both sides, as Hellcat, Joy, and Tigreal are. I think this is the first time I'm seeing them being banned in this tournament, or I think in any other recent tournaments, ladies and gentlemen, because like people usually just prioritize the meta heroes because they are just so dominating, but the respect bans coming in does give the opportunity. It does open out many of the heroes who are available. The Roger, Hayabusa, and the Chushin has been denied from both sides as they have been banned out, but many options are available for both teams right now. I see a Terizla being picked from the side of Team XPRO. I was honestly expecting something else. I was like expecting, like maybe a Ling, maybe uh, perhaps a Phobias, but I think they will instead be going for the Terizla. He is indeed a formidable foe to be faced against in the EXP lane, but there are many other heroes open right now. Phobias, who is, I think, one of the strongest EXP laners. I mean, he's just so strong in the team fights with his ultimates and his non-stop kangaroo hops from one to another. So I think a Terizla being the first pick is quite a bit of an odd choice. But anyways, we will be seeing the Hylos being locked in from the side of Team Savage Hunters and a Luo Wii. I'm really, really curious because both teams are deciding to go for a little bit of a non-meta picks. I do understand the Hylas is still in the meta. I do understand the Terizla is on the meta, but at the same time, I don't think they are the priority picks for uh, currently in the meta. There are so many other heroes open, so I'm really surprised they are going for these picks instead. Not to mention that Atlas pick coming in, like it is so surprising to see an Atlas coming in so early because the Diggy is available who can just make him utterly useless from the side of Team XPRO. Not to mention they even have the Eternal Guard and the Terizla's penalty zone, which all of them can be countered by a Diggy. So very strong picks coming in from the side of Team XPRO. Now let's see if Team Savage Hunters will be coming in with a Diggy because they do have a strong frontliner who is that Hylos. But let's see what will happen as both teams are proceeding towards the last four bans. And I will definitely, I hope to see the Diggy ban but at the same time, Diggy has not been prioritized so far. They instead opted to go for the carry pick. I mean, I think the carry, instead of being a priority that they wanted to pick, I think it is a safe pick from the side of Savage Hunters who do not want to give out the carry to the side of Team XPRO because they do not want their Hylos to be melted right away in the late phases of the game where carry
Chivalry is
will
dead,
have the
but
advantage.
I will revive it.
Anyways, we see marksman bands coming in from the side, left and right. It is three marksmen. I mean, Roger is indeed a jungle, so I will consider him on the jungle side. But the Nathan, the Clint, two long range as well as very dominating marksmen in the late game have been banned out from the side
I'm
of
bound
Team
by nothing, be it family or
Savage
destiny.
Hunters. It is a good decision in my opinion because carry is just not that good enough as in like against long range marksmen. And I think my co-caster Asuya has joined us back again. Asuya, are you there?
Yes, Ray, I am back, and thank you for stalling for a while. And I just see these bands, and I find that Gusion band pretty weird here. Don't you think there could be much better bands? Like, that Julian is still open, and so yeah. What are your thoughts on that Gusion band?
Oh my God, we see, I think, our first ever debut of the Balmond pick coming in on this tournament. And I think in any recent tournaments, because I did, see in the past notes, Balmond received a slight adjustment to his skills, but would it be worth it? Would he be a strong contender against the Team Expo? Anyways, to answer your question, like, I do understand that Gushan ban is kind of twisted, but at the same time, if you notice the ban coming in, you'll notice both teams kind of do not care about the meta. They kind of do not care about what is strong right now. What they care is banning out the heroes from both sides. Like they are doing so many respect bans. I mean, you can see the Joy, the Tigreal, the Gushan, not to mention the Helgert, the Clint, the Nathan. There are just so many respect bans coming in from both sides. They are just, they have done so much homework. They have done a lot of research. They are denying the pick. So I think maybe in the grand scheme of things, it will work out. But at the same time, it might get wasted as well. But so far, I am leaning towards the side of Team XPRO, who has that Vexana, one of your favorite mages with the Eternal God and strong wave clear. Not to mention your favorite EXP laner, Terzla, and that Ling as well. But on the other hand, we have the new buffed Balmon on the side of Team Savage Hunter. So I'm really curious to see how this game will be playing out between both teams. What is your analysis of both teams' draft, and which draft do you think you're favoring a little bit more?
Well, if you ask me, I really like both teams because there is that Louis who can literally CC and give a huge amount of damage at the same time. And although I see that Balman, as you mentioned, being picked, but I have seen his popularity rise recently after the buffs he received. At the same time, I see pretty good picks on both the sides. The Ling has been picked up, and the red team doesn't have anything who can lock down that Ling. They don't have like maybe they could have picked something like a Franco or something like a Saber or Eudora. Although I know they are not a like famous pick in tournaments, but what I am saying is they do not have anything that can lock down that Link. So Link can just go back and kill that Louis and even that marksman carry, and that could lead to a snowball in the game. So I think what they need to do is maybe take away his blue buffs, and we see that Hylos trying to give some vision towards that blue buff, and at the same time I see that Balman trying to invade the red buff for the Link, and so many people are gathering in the jungle area. I even see that Marksman has also joined in, but I think that Louis will be taken down due to that bad positioning right there. What do you think, Ray?
I think that it was indeed such a really, really terrible position, and I think Hylos will be punished by that. Oh, Atlas securing 2 kills from the side of his team, and Balmon has appeared onto that scene, and he was a little hungry. He wanted a few kills, but knowing that he is not level 4 and he will not be able to secure any kills with his ultimate, he just decided to back down. And I really, really agree, Lou. We really needs to watch out that positioning, because like she does not have her teleportation and she is using Purify for all that crowd control. Oh my god, Terzla might be in a really bad position and he has been taken down. Anyways, yes indeed, the Lure, he doesn't have any escape skills. She is going for that Purify, so she really needs to watch her positioning, especially from that Vexana, from that Atlas and that Link as well. Let's see what both teams will be doing, as the first turtle has already spawned in, and both junglers I think are preparing to take down the turtle, but Link will be the first one to arrive on the scene. which team do you think have more chances to secure this one? Although I think Balmon has higher chances because of his ultimate retribution combo, but let's see what will happen on this engage. Atlas charging in onto that. Oh, it was actually the Hylos, both junglers missing out on their retribution as it was secured by that Hylos. Instead, Terizla is trying to help his. Oh, we might be seeing a complete 180 happening here as Vexana just became level 4 and used her Eternal Guard and turning the tides completely. A triple kill to the side of Vexana, and this is why, ladies and gentlemen, you do not pick a Gusion as your mid laner or the other ones when there is the Vexana open for you. Such a formidable and such a good mage with her Eternal Guard and faster wave clearing. No wonder, Asuya, you really love her. But Vexana was a little bit cocky and was in a really bad position, and she was punished and shut down immediately after her domination.
Well, Ray, I think Loi is like a pretty underrated mage right now, especially after she gets that, wishing lantern. I have seen an absolute damage spike on the side of Loi, and I see that some engage is going to happen in the top lane. The marksman needs to retreat back because just look at them, 4 people in the top lane. But I see that Atlas trying to check the bush, and Hylos comes in with a damage, and Loi popping her ultimate at the same time. Atlas with his ultimate. I think they will be punished for that. But Ray, please take.
No worries, I will be taking it from here. And that fatal link coming in from Balman making another fatal mistake, getting stuck on the side from Melissa's ultimate, and he was stuck on that wall and he was taken down immediately. As a jungler, I think that was a little bit of a poor decision making coming in from his side. Atlas really doing his team a real great favor. He knew he would be taken down, but he used his last resource before he was taken down. The fatal links connecting on to 3 people, diving it inside the turret. Really great sacrifice play from that Atlas. We will be keeping an eye on him, who is doing a great gameplay so far, marking their mage as well as doing really well connections. Anyways, the turtle has spawned in, and I think both teams are trying to get into a comfortable position. Atlas is charging in though. Luo is using that teleport. She teleports to that red buff. Hylos charging in with that glorious pathway. I think Team XPRO will be in a little bit of trouble as they got stuck in a lot of ultimates, especially the glorious pathway, not to mention the Louise Yin Yang overturned and the Mincetar King's calling as well. So I think Team XPRO really needs to watch their positioning the next time, especially if they see the Louis portaling away with her ultimate. This will be an uncontested turtle from the side of Team Team Savage Hunters, who secure the turtle without any hassle. The game going on a little bit of a back and forth between the teams as they are going neck and neck, toe to toe against each other. Both mid laners just clearing each other's lane. Oh, look at that Atlas. He might be looking for an engage here, but that Vexana was also in a poor position, and I think it will be the Vexana coming in with the shutdown. She uses the last resource before she was taken down to take down that Luo Wii. And we see an engage on the mid lane happening here as well. Ling with the Tempest of Blades trying to help his Atlas retreat, and he does take down the jungle. A jungle for jungle trade from both teams right now. Asuya, have you returned?
Yes, I have, and thank you again. But we see that Terizla using his penalty zone, but missing that Mincetar at the same time. And just look at that top lane, that Melissa trying to sneak peek at that turret, but I think she will be stunned by that Hylos, but she pops up her ultimate, but the glorious pathway coming in, I think she will be taken down for that precarious position, but at the same time Atlas comes in, stuns those people, and Vexana has also followed up, and she takes that kill on that Hylos, but at the same time we see that Balman trying to chip out that HP from the Atlas. Well, Atlas uses ultimate, but no, he just dies without using any of the remaining resources. Well, I think that was a pretty bad positioning on the side of Melissa. Don't you think so, Ray?
Yes, I think Melissa was way too inside the enemy territories without paying attention to the map. Most of the enemies were missing, so I think that was really reckless, and she did pay it off with her life. Not to mention, even the tank was taken down. Vexana did come into the scene and tried to help. She was able to secure that kill onto that Hylos, but it doesn't really matter because a roam for a roam trade, but the marksman was taken down as well. Oh, we see the Tesla using the penalty zone on the bot lane, and I think this will be a double kill to the side of Team XPRO. Carry does try. Oh, the Atlas actually waited till the last moment. The Melissa again in a really bad position on the top lane, and she was taken down. But not to worry, because her team did a 1-for-2 trade onto that bot lane. Ling trying to look for a sneaky steal, but Balmon is a little bit worried. Ling is on that wall. He is looking for a turtle steal. He uses the Tempest of Blades and he gets a turtle and just goes away scot free. And he is doing what Ling does best, running on that walls and securing objective, stealing like he is Claude, like he is the thief.
And we see Engage coming in the bot lane, and that Glorious Pathway comes in, but Atlas is still there, and that penalty zone coming on to 4 people, and Atlas going in, but he had just used his ultimate. I do not know if it has returned or not, but he's stunning those people, and Vexana, I see her in a precarious position. At the same time, she flickers away, and even Melissa comes in, and the double kill has been taken by the Ling, and oh my god, what a combination coming there. It's a complete, like, 4 people down for 3. That was a pretty good trade if you ask me. And at the same time, just look at that scoreboard. It's been 8 minutes into the game, and although the goal lead is not much, even the no skill lead isn't much, but I see Savage Hunters taking away all the neutral objectives, taking away all the towers. Just look at that Melissa. I think she's again too much deep inside the enemy territory, and that Link stealing the blue buff and coming back. So on to you, Ray.
Yes, absolutely. The Team XPRO did a really good trade on their team fight. I think Melissa, despite with her poor positioning before, she did pay it off by connecting her puppet to four of the team members from the side of Team Savage Hunters, the Melissa, the Balmon, the Hylos, and even the Luo. We all 4 of them taking the damage simultaneously from her puppets linked, and the damage was way too much for the side of Savage Hunters, and they just fell like dominoes to the Team XPRO. But at the same time, 3 people were taken down, so I think it was a trade happening, but the one coming out on top was the Team XPRO, who were able to prioritize taking down multiple turrets from the side of Team Savage Hunters. Anyways, the Lord has spawned in, and it looks like both teams are trying to get into positions, because I think both teams want to prioritize on that Lord, not on split push. You can see that all of them have abandoned their lanes as all the teams are onto that Lord lane. Oh, but we see a really good push coming in. Hylos uses the Glorious Pathway. Atlas might be in a little bit of a bad position. Tesla using that Fatal Links combo from the Atlas was really amazing. He was able to pull that Hylos as well as the Terisla, and they were taken down. Not to mention a solo kill coming in from that Vexana, who was able to take down that Louis as well. Balmon does punish that the marksman of the side of Team. Oh, we see a turn of events as Balmon was actually able to take down that we see he is also being punished. I think that was not a good trade. I really thought he might be able to take the kill, but his regeneration is not that enough compared to Ling, who has that Fastest Claw and that Berserker's Fury combo. The damage coming in is just way too much for Balmon, who was taken down immediately. I think Team XPRO is just waiting for their teammates so they can prioritize taking down that Lord, because Melissa on a really bad positioning again. I think Melissa needs to stop going into bushes without her tank, but I think this time oh my god, that is such a great engage coming in from the Mincetar. He will be taken down, but oh my god, the Hylos coming in at the nick of time, giving that revitalize to the Mincetar and saving Mincetar from that death and giving him that double kill. I think Team Savage Hunters are on a really good position to take the turtle right now. Sorry, the Lord. But I think they are a little bit of wary of that Ling, who could be stealing with the retribution. Asuya Are you there?
Yes, I am. So, well, that was a pretty good, thing combination of Hylos and Mensitar taking down their Melissa, but at the same time, we see a team fight coming in from the Lord, and I see Savage Hunters in the precarious position. Just look at that Louise HP. She needs to back down, and the Eternal Guards takes her life away. At the same time, we see Mensitar are being popped up over there, and Bahalman retreating in such low HP. Oh my god, even though they got the Lord, I think this was a pretty fair trade because I think EXPO will be able to push that mid turret as well as steal that blue buff. Don't you think so, Ray?
Yes, absolutely. The trade was completely worth it to the side of Team Expo, who will be able to take down that inhibitor turret. Oh, are they hungry? Do they want to go for that in the Nexus? That Harry was taken down immediately by the Link and the puppet damage from that Melissa and the combination of the Vexana's passive. But Vexana might, she does flicker away at the nick of time and she saves herself from the Balmond. Oh, Louis coming in with the teleportation, but she was not just on time, and Vexana as well as that Atlas just retreating away, not looking for any kind of trouble as they realize the team Savage Hunters have respawned and they are on to their territory right now. Team, as we can see, both teams have, there is 3,000 bit of goal difference, but this is late game right now, ladies and gentlemen, as we head on to 13 minutes of the game. So this bit of a goal difference doesn't really matter, as we are seeing both teams are going neck to neck, toe to toe with each other. So much back and forth going on between both of the teams. Balmond securing that Lord, but at the same time the trade was so worth it for the side of XPRO that they were able to take down that inhibitor. So I think the trade, it was worth it for the side of XPRO in the end, unless Team Savage Hunters are able to pull off a really great gank, taking down that Link, taking down that Melissa, as well as that Vexana, leaving their Nexus open and claiming the victory for the first match.
Well, if you ask me, I think that Melissa is not much of a problem here because whenever I see her, most of the time she is in a pretty bad position because of which she is getting, taken down a lot of times. And I see both the teams just clearing the neutral objectives, trying to push and clear the minion waves because they are just waiting out for that Lord. At the same time, that Teresla's combos, I'm really loving it. But at the same time, I think the Savage Hunters, they need to take down that Vexana first because just it's been late game now, and the way she's clearing those minions, and especially when there is a team fight, the way she is like providing that chain CC along with her terrorizing, and the damage with the passive is giving is absolutely breaking down their HP bars. So I think Vexana is a priority target here, and as the Lord spawns onto you, Ray.
Yes, the Lord, as it is the Luminous Lord, and it has spawned for both teams to be taken, as Balmond seems to be in a little bit of a more comfortable position to take it. The carry has already started. She has used her ultimate to melt it down as fast as, but Ling was faster to see, and he knew something was up because the team, Melissa were taking down that Louis, who was in a little bit of a compromising position, but Balmond with that secure onto that Lord. Ling was just not able to take it down, but I think we might be seeing a comeback from the side of Team Savage Hunters, who were able to take down most of the team members from the side of Team XPRO, and they have two people down. It is the mate and the Ling against the carry that Balmond as well as the Mincetar, as the Lord is marching down on that bot lane. I think Vexana will not have that much of a trouble defending the bot lane because she will just use her Eternal Guard to stop the Lord. But I think they might be losing perhaps the mid turret or maybe the top lane. What do you think, Asuya?
Well, I really love how that Balman used his ultimate along with that retribution to secure that Lord. Whenever the team fight happens, I love how he is fixated on the Lord. He knows that the objectives are more important than the team fight because the entire team is standing there so that they can take that Lord down. At the same time, Lord is marching down from the bot lane, and since the team Expo has respawned, I think they'll be able to take down that Lord. But at the same time, I don't see any minions there. Just look at that damage. Like, that's why that passive from Vexana is pretty useful because no minions are left, so not even one turret will be pushed. At the same time, just look at that damage coming from that Balman, that true damage. And we also see that Louis taking the winter crown. Maybe she is, actually she's getting literally decimated by the marksman and the link. So I think it was a pretty good option here, don't you think so, Ray?
Yes, indeed. I think winter truncheon was really, really important for that Louis who was getting into compromising positions. Not to mention there is a Melissa, there is a Vexana, and there is a Ling as well. So she really needs to watch out. Her Purify can only save her from the fatal Lings of the Atlas, but it will not save her from the rest. So going forward, that winter truncheon is a good option because if she is able to survive from any one-shotting skills, her team might be able to come in time to save her. So that itemization is really well done from her side. And right now we are heading on to 18 minutes of the game. Really, really late phase. Right now the goal difference really doesn't matter anymore, and it is actually really close. The score doesn't matter anymore, and even the engages do not sorry, what really matters right now is the engages, because a single mistake from one of the teams can lead to the victory of the other, because both of them has lost one inhibitor turret. You can see the mid lane is exposed for the side of Savage Hunters, and the same has happened on the top lane for the side of Team XPRO, as the Lord will be spawning in a few seconds, and this could determine, if this Lord is taken down, one of the teams could be in trouble because they do not have the inhibitor, and the Lord will be marching straight down. And we see a concealed play coming in from that Atlas, who is just charging in onto that carry, and the Balman as well. What strategy? Oh my God! The Balman just disappeared from the damage coming in from that Vexana as well as that Melissa. Oh my God! I think this could be. Oh, we see back and forth going on between both teams, as both teams are just going neck and neck, toe to toe. I think that Oh, Atlas used the fatal links at the end, and like there is just so much happening right now. Both teams losing HP, both teams losing their members. Luis is actually the only one surviving. Ling is charging in onto that base, and I think he will be getting the Nexus for himself. Vexana coming in with that clutch and takes down that Louis. Oh my God. So yeah, you can take it from here because it is just so much happening right now.
Well, I think Expo has taken this game. They're just waiting it out for the minions, and Eternal Guard has been popped in, and I think it will be an Balman has just returned. Will he be able to save his turn? And at the same time, Tylos with that glorious pathway. I think that Vexana will be in a precarious position, and Teresa has also returned, and Ling has been shut down. Oh my God, what an overextension on their part. Just look at the HP from that base. And I think now, since the jungler has gone, this is a pretty favorable situation for that Balman, who can just take down that Lord, secure it with his retribution. And what is that Melissa doing? The jungler is not dead. Why is she starting the Lord right now, Ray?
Oh my God, I think Melissa really needs to focus on her priorities, because why was she trying to poke that Lord? It was really unnecessary, and I think she might be in a little bit of a compromising position right now. That Ling was overextending, and he was taken down by that turret instead. The Nexus, we see a 3-man fatal links connecting in, the Eternal Guard coming in as well, and it looks like, despite being in an awkward position, the damage from that Melissa and the Vexana's Eternal Guard is just way too much for the Balmond, who just melted in a few seconds. Not to mention the Louis was also one-shotted immediately. She did not even have the chance to react with that winter truncheon, as the Lord is for the taken. Ling has already arrived onto the scene, and this will be an uncontested Lord for the side of Team XPRO right now, despite that it was almost a major fatal mistake from the side of Team XPRO. I think Team Savage Hunters were just not able to prioritize on that mistake, and they made a mistake themselves, and they lost 2 of their crucial members on that Lord. It was the Louis, it was the Balmond, and
well, if you Well, if you ask me, well, you know that Lua is such a great pick over here, but she's not utilizing her skills pretty well. You know, she can just teleport behind that Vexana, who is the priority pick here because she's the bone of contention in between the team fights which are going on. But instead, she's just jumping into the team fight and getting slain. And I see that Fatal Link's connecting onto three people, and at the same time, Link using his ultimate and the Eternal Guard for that passive, killing everyone at the same time. Melissa, oh my god, and this is it. With all the to and fro, Expo has taken the first game of the night, ladies and gentlemen. They are the winners who have secured this victory. Well, Ray, what is your analysis of the game?
Yes, I think this was a really exciting match because it was not just one-sided like the side from like we just saw happen between MAAF and your Darkest Sphere, but it was a lot of back and forth between both teams. Sometimes it looked like XPRO was in the advantage, sometimes it actually looked like it was the Savage Hunters who had the lead. But at the end, XPRO were able to take down that victory because they have that late game advantage. The Ling, the Melissa, and that Vexana's damage is just way too much to that Balman, to that Hylos, and they were just not able to sustain anymore in the team fights. Even when the Ling made a fatal mistake, they were able to come back because the damage is just way too much, and they will be securing match number one. This is a match point two Team Expo, as we will be heading on to a game number two. Ladies and gentlemen, please stick around and stay tuned.
Slain an enemy.
A darkness plagues this world, unseen by mortal eyes. People prayed to the Immortal One to safeguard the sanctity of peace.
The ceremony's starting! It's Suyo! Suyo!
Hello?
Ray be gone.
Yeah,
I bear this mask,
it is like my fifth
for this
match.
duty is mine alone.
मेरा बहुत गंदा चल रहा है यार नेट मतलब खुल भी नहीं रहा है ये शेयर स्क्रीन ओह नो मैच स्टार्टेड
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here to see the second match of the best of three between XPRO and Savage Hunters. I am your caster Asuya, and joining me today is another brilliant caster, Itami. And well, so Itami, how are you today?
Time to
Well,
drop the
I
beat
think
of
he
Vortex.
has some problem, ladies and gentlemen, so bear with me for a while. And just like the last game, we are seeing pretty unconventional bans instead of the standard bans. We see a Hellcurt. We are also seeing a Joy getting banned. Well, I don't understand why are they wasting the bans like that. Maybe they just want every meta hero to be open so that they can get them. Well, although I believe Hellcurt is a pretty good pick, you know, he has the damage, especially after the revamp which Hellcurt received. He has, like, if he is picked in certain situation, he can utterly snowball the game. He can utterly dominate the entire game. So, well, I think since many of the meta heroes are still open, they would be the standard bans here. Just like I said, a Roger has been banned. I can even see a Vexana getting banned here after all, you know, what she did in the last game. Her damage was immense, and the way she was grouping up and clearing up everyone along with the chain CC, I think it would be pretty good if Savage Hunters ban or pick that Vexana. Although I think they have the first pick, so they might even prioritize one. Well, Although I always believe, ladies and gentlemen, that if a Vexana has been picked on one side, you must trade her off with an equally good mage, which is Aurora. She can just freeze, give so much CC, and especially after the buff she received recently, she can spam that first kill and give out so much of damage. And we see I Hayabusa getting banned too. Well, I think Savage Hunters, I don't know what they are planning because they did see how a Ling in the previous game, along with that Vexana, utterly dominated over them. So maybe I don't know. There are so many picks still lying open, and they go for a Terizla. I think XPRO will again be going for the Vexana maybe and a Ling. I do not know since Zask is open, a Julian is open, Hylos is also open. The same time they did pick, a Balman, and he did perform pretty well. So Balman could also be a pick coming on. The same time, I think, Terizla, he is the king of the EXP lane, and there are heroes like Yuzong and even CC who can do one versus one with him. So I think EXP laner should not be a priority pick here, but at the same time, I see an Atlas getting picked so early into the game, even though Diggy hasn't been banned, Valentina hasn't been banned, and yet why has an Atlas been picked? And ladies and gentlemen, I think my co-caster has returned. So no, no one is here yet. So well, as I was saying, that an Atlas pick so early into the game can be countered pretty easily, but at the same time, Savage Hunters go in for a high loss. Well, I will really love if they pick a Valentina or a Diggy, and yes, they go in for a Valentina. Well, and I think if they need to ban the Vexana and Aurora in the second phase, if they, need, because they have, yes, they have that Valentina and they have that penalty zone coming in from the Terizla for the CC. And we really do not know what would be their further picks since Ruby is also open. They could, just give up on the marksman and just go for another fighter like Ruby. Well, at the same time, I see an Alpha being picked for the EXP lane against a Terizla. I wasn't expecting that because I was thinking maybe that Alpha should have been picked for a retribution because I think Alpha jungler is pretty good, and yes, he has swapped into a retribution, and we see a Sicilian pick coming on, even though Vexana is open, even though Aurora is open. Well, since Sicilian received that buff recently, his popularity has gone up. His damage has literally gone up off the charts, especially into the late game when he has those stacks. It's completely insane. And we do see a Ling ban coming in because they already have picked that Alpha as the jungler, so they do not need that. At the same time, we see a Melissa ban incoming. Well, understandable because they might be haunted by the last game because that Melissa had a lot of damage, but at the same time, Melissa didn't have that, that good of a position. What actually mattered was how that Atlas was, picking everyone up with his fatal links, and that Vexana providing that chain CC from behind. That was the real reason, I think, which carried the entire team. So banning Melissa here is a pretty weird thing because, well, although EXP laners are still open, Julian is open. He could be a pretty good pick here. Even the Lapu Lapu can be picked. Well, we do not know at the same time. I see an edit hasn't been picked either. So an edit could also be a pretty good ban here, in my opinion. Well, instead, a carry has been banned. Well, since they have the Terizla and they have that Hylos, I think banning Carrie was a pretty good option, not bad. Well, but I sincerely believe that one of the teams should just pick up the edit because she is open, and letting go of an edit at this point is a bit weird. But at the same time, I saw a Goshen ban in the last game by XPRO, and again I see that same ban. Maybe they do not care about anything. Maybe they are just out of options. Well, we do not know. And we see a Hanabi coming in. There is this cloud open, but still, they just. Even Ixia is open. She is such a good marksman, especially if that Valentina uses Fatal Link to connect onto everyone. Along with that, Teresla's ultimate, I think Ixia would have been a pretty good pick here, but instead to just decide for going for that Hanabi, I think it's because of the immunity she receives. Well, we'll just have to see how the entire game goes. Will she be able to dish out some damage? Because I don't see her that popular in tournaments. At the same time, a Jawhead has been picked as the jungler. Well, a pretty, underrated pick there, but I think that Jawhead can target lock that Sicilian, and if he is fed, especially, in the early game, he can utterly decimate that Sicilian. At the same time, we see a Leomord pick coming in from the side of XPRO. Well, he is a pretty, hard count, like pretty dangerous hero if you ask me, especially when all the ally heroes are in low HP, and I believe they will be because they have that Sicilian, they have that Atlas, and also that Alpha and Hanabi who can literally drain down the entire HP bar, and Tiamat can just take the advantage of all of that and kill everyone who are in low health. And ladies and gentlemen, if you ask me, I am really loving both the drafts here. Both the teams have early as well as late game potential. I do not know how will this go. In the end, what matters is how the entire team is playing together. What is the team synergy? How the group fights are going on? How well you're ganking? So that's all we need to know now. Judging from the previous game, both the teams had it pretty well, except I saw that Melissa and that Louis out of position and not minding their roles as squishy damage dealers. So maybe that's the thing which they can improve upon in this game. And as I speak, ladies and gentlemen, we are back to the land of dawn, and we do not know if Savage Hunters can get this match and still, get that hope for a third match, or will XPRO get this game again directly to 0 and proceed on to the next round? And as we speak, we see that Hylos trying to take down that creep along, and that Valentina trying to dish out some damage over there because she knows that Atlas at this point is, pretty weak, doesn't have much of a defense, and that Hylos has that revitalized. Maybe she was just waiting for her team to come and invade, but no one followed up. Well, at the same time, I see that Terisla is also in the top lane. Why is he there, overextending, missing out on his minions? Well, that was weird because they didn't even invade, and we see that Alpha, they're trying to gank that Alpha, but he is pretty far away. At the same time, just look at the top lane, that Leomor trying to take back that one creep which they took from away from them, and I see that no, the red team heading up for that marksman. I think Savage Hunters are, like they should help out their first, because is the one who can snowball the game in the late game. Instead, they are trying to lock on to that Alpha, which is pretty weird, and we see that Leomord is already level 4 and he is using his ult, and as a result, the first blood going on to that Atlas, and I think even the Terisla will be taken down, and he is in such low HP, and Valentina trying to take out some kills there, and yes, that Leomord has also been taken down, and Atlas recedes in such a low health. Oh my god. Well, I think, that Terisla, he should just go there, get some EXP, at least become level 4, man. Why are you just moving around like that, losing your minions, losing your gold? And I think this will be a free lot for Savage Hunters because Leomord had just been taken down and he got, he's there taking his blue buff. the same time, I think Terizla has finally understood that he should not be wasting his gold, his minions, and we see skirmish going on between that Alpha and Terizla, and Alpha charging on to that Terizla. I think that Terizla will be taken down, and yes, he has been taken down. And at the same time, we see a skirmish going on near the blue buff, and nothing much has happened, but look at the damage so early coming from that Sicilian. At this point, he's just trying to build up some stacks, but still he has that damage. Oh my god, and that fatal links connecting on to that Sicilian, and as a result, he will be taken down. Oh my god, Valentina, what a beautiful gameplay coming from your side. At the same time, I see that that Alpha, after taking down that Terizla, has literally almost emptied out the gold from the turret. Well, and Hylos isn't level 4 yet. He should, and now I think both the teams are just waiting up for the second turtle, and some small skirmish going on there in the mid lane. I think Leomord will be following that Valentina, but she just dashes away, and Jawhead is there to help her. But I think that she will be getting stunned from that Atlas, and she will be dying from that Leomord, and that Spear of Destruction not hitting anyone. And I think that Terizla can take that Atlas down, but he is just escaping in such a low HP. But no, he will be taken down, and at the same time we see Alpha charging in, and that Leomord will be taking that kill again from that Terizla. Oh my god, I think that HP of that Hylos is also pretty low, but he is inside the turret. So at the same time, that beautiful CC coming from Sicilian, as a result, he goes down. And just look at that Valentina taking that ultimate from the Alpha, but she just types in alone. She just came and died again. Oh my god, Savage Hunters, this is not what you should be doing. You should be grouping up together and fighting alongside your team fight till now was pretty good, but I think you should be careful. Just look at that. I think the mid lane turret has almost been taken down, but yet it stands at the same time. I see that Moskov dealing some damage to that Hanabi. Will Hanabi be able to escape? But no, she has been taken down. But the marksman will be traded with a turtle. At the same time, I see another Spear of Destruction missing. Oh my god, Valentina, you are so out of position. You are getting picked off. At the same time, I think that Leomord will be taking a double kill onto that Hylos. Well, guys, I think it's the same pattern as the early game. Savage Hunters did pretty well in the early game, but after, XPRO, they get a bit of their farm. They start to snowball the entire game, and I see Savage Hunters going in one by one and dying. And that's what that Valentina is doing. She was playing so well, but now just look at the KD8's 131. That Hylos is 031, especially that Terizla. I don't know why he is playing like that. He has speeded 4 times to that Alpha. And I think Ray is back finally, Ray. Please take it over.
Yes, indeed, absolutely. Thank you so much for handling from the draft phase onto the 5 minutes onto the game. I'm really, really grateful. There were some issues on my behalf, and I had to resolve them, and I'm finally done. And I am excited to join you back again as your co-caster, and I'm witnessing the second match between Team Savage Hunters and the Team XPRO, and I feel like instead of the last game being back and forth, I see that the Team XPRO is really, really dominating this time. Yes, indeed. They're charging on the inhibitor. Oh my god. Can you give me a little short recap of what happened so far?
Well, it's just like the previous game. It's like the Savage Hunter started off pretty well, but just look at that Valentina and that Atlas just throwing each other from one wall, from one side to the other. Yeah, and so what I was saying is that XPRO, once they get farmed, they just, go into that frenzy mode, and they just, keep snowball the entire game. That was done by that Leomord, and, that Valentina was doing pretty well in the early game, so they decided to pick up on her, and, just look at her, she is 2-3-2 at this point, and I think that Savage Hunters, they have this problem. They are always out of position, so yeah, they just keep dying, especially that Terizla in the early game. Instead of prioritizing to get to level 4, he was just roaming around, just missing out all his minions, and yeah, I think all of this led to a snowball.
Thank you for that really, really great recap from Asuya. And we see an engage on the bot lane happening in the Atlas with the Fatal Links trying to connect the four people. It was a really great engage. And Sicilian coming in, helping that engage to be a success by taking down the Joyet, by taking down the jungler. And not to mention, oh my god, I have never seen a Hanabi be so fat that she's able to take down like two people at once. Looks like it is like instead of being a back and forth game this time, it is going to be an absolute domination from the side of Team Expo, who are not giving a room to breathe to Team Savage Hunters, who are already knocking on the doorstep of their base. They do not. Oh, Jawhead coming in with that ejector. He is able to finally shut down that Sicilian who was dominating so far. But we see the Leo mode and the Horse is also charging in, and we see both teams will just be backing off away right now as as both teams will just, I guess the Lord will take some time to come in, so I think we'll just see the Team Expo will be playing it safe and not do any overextensions. And for the side of Team, oh wait, why is Terizla equipping a breastplate? It is not necessary. He should go for perhaps the Dominance Eyes for that Alpha and Hanabi, or the Queen's Wings for that damage reduction, as well as the spell vamp. Not to mention, even an Athena would have been better. I do not understand his itemization. I think like the poor itemization is causing him to die really fast. I mean, look at that high loss. He does not have any defense items except for the Thunder Belt, and he will be taken down without any hassle from the side of Team Expo. They are just going ham. Look at them. They are so hungry. Atlas with the double kill from his side. Jawhead coming in with the ejector, but he was not able to take down anyone. The base is completely exposed to Team Expo, who are charging in. Jawhead against the world. Will he be able to defend? Will his teammates come on time? Will it be? Oh my god, Hanabi is already locking down on that base, but I think they are in a really bad position. Oh no, Alpha getting that unstoppable. Sicilian using that ultimate, and that vampire charges coming in. Oh, killing spree from that Atlas, but I think this might be a little bit of overextension. Oh no, the damage from Sicilian is just way too much. And two people have been taken down from the side of Team Expro for overextending a little bit, but two inhibitor turrets for that trade, I think it was really worth it because the Lord has spawned in. The jungler is still alive, and it will be an easy Lord to the side of Team Expro.
Well, Ray, I think, the Savage Hunters, they are not on their comfort pick, and I see that Jawhead locking down to that Sicilian again, and I think he will be taken down because he's alone. Well, it doesn't matter because the Lord has been taken down by the side of XPRO. And continuing to what I was saying, they are not on the comfort picks because, as you said, that brute force on that Terizla is pretty weird. And at the same time, I haven't seen even a single spear of destruction hit anyone in this entire game. It just passes off between people. Like you just saw, as soon as that like Moscow just spawned, he used his ultimate, although he should have saved it for a pretty later to, go behind that Sicilian and stun and kill him. I don't see them doing that. The only one I see, playing pretty well here is that Valentina, and Expo knows that. That's why they are continuously targeting her. And I see as the Lord is marching down from the mid lane, I don't think so they will be able to defend. And look at that Moscow, he's trying to take that the horse down, but his ultimate misses once again, and I don't see any hopes for them, Ray.
Yeah, I think the Nexus is really to be taken by the side of Team Expro, who take this victory without any hassle. This sheer domination from their side this game. I mean, on the first game, they were dominating, but there was a lot of back and forth going on between both teams. But this time, Team Expro was not taking any chances. They just showed, their true skill, their true colors, and giving that absolute domination to the side of Team Savage Hunters, who were completely crushed under the domination of Team Expro. And I do understand there were two horses in the game, Barbiel and Hylos, so it is understandable why you mentioned the horse, and I think it was really funny. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Team Expo will be the last team qualifying for the quarterfinals of Vortex Esports Championship Season 2, and I congratulate them for securing that position among really, really strong teams like MAAF and LCF. So we'll be seeing how they perform against the India's top team. So please stay tuned for the next matches because the quarterfinals are going to be really, really exciting. And I hope Team Savage Hunters will be coming back in more tournaments and improving on their skills. And that will be all for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ray, and I'll be bidding you good farewell and good night. Asiya, do you have any words for our viewers?
Well, I think I have almost lost my voice, but still, a good night, everyone. Stay tuned for the next rest of the matches.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feeling like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show